Morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the September 11th Public Works meeting. First of all, I'd like to have a moment of silence for all the victims on 9/11. I think we should recognize them every year, so we'll just have a moment of silence. Okay, thank you. We'll start out with coroner.
So good morning. It was about a month ago after the last meeting here that you folks had. Uh, Myself, Coroner Delker, and Coroner Fox got together to go over what we would like for our future coroner facility. And in your packet, you should have the blueprints. If you don't, then I did print out a bunch of them for you. But as discussed previously, we didn't know a location of where this would be at. I guess it hasn't been decided yet. We're wondering how we go about figure that out. In this blueprint, the only change that I can see that I would like to have done is where the office is to the main room, the cooler room is, to have a door in there. So everything else here, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. It's 36 by 36.
Are you the only one that has it?
It's in our PDF too.
Oh, they should be in the packet here.
It was like,
Oh, it came right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
yeah,
I just see it. I'm marking it.
Thank you.
So it's designed so we could back our vehicle right into the building, unload into the cooler, which we could put 12 by 12, but it could be bigger than that. We added a future autopsy suite for the purpose of, we don't have a facility here in Otsego County that'll do autopsies. If we do, I think it would save actually the taxpayers money, because we wouldn't be transporting outside of the county. And instead we'd have a pathologist come here. Coroner Fox says that he's already spoke with a pathologist who has no problem driving to the facility. What we would need in the autopsy suite, so to speak, would just be water and a drain right now, until we actually could secure getting a pathologist to come here, and then there'd be additional paper that we have to buy. The office, designed to just keep our all of our files. So right now, I tell you, my coroner files are kept at my funeral. Delker's are kept at his, and we had one.
We want to get them.
Yeah, I think that they should be. It's county material there, county records, so they should be kept within the county. Just right now, where do we keep the stuff?
What's a covered patio for?
So even when we're not, when it's raining or something like that, we go to the door. We don't need a covered patio, but
Oh,
I don't think it's, I mean, it's, I don't know.
I just thought, what is it? Are they have picnics out there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's gonna cost any more money to have it versus not, but that's just when we enter the building, if it's raining or something like that.
Well, this is, I think, is good to know when we ever get
Yeah,
to
I think-
designing the
Yeah.
the facility, so.
Yeah.
Do you have any rough, do you figure is a 12 by 12 cooler big enough?
It could be 12 by 15. We just threw that in
How
there.
many would that hold?
12 by 12 would probably hold 12 bodies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we figured we probably should have anywhere between 10 and 15 capacity. So,
Thank you for putting this together.
yeah. So I guess going forward, what are the next steps?
Good question.
I think it's. We asked you this for this, so we get an idea of what you're looking for. This will probably be turned over to a design firm. We're nowhere near, that advanced yet. On which facility this will go with, and everything's in the very, we don't have the property yet, let's do it that way, okay, but we are forging ahead. So, the next step is, money, where that's coming from. I'm thinking this is just my own opinion. This will probably be incorporated potentially in the training center. somewhere. That still has not been fully designed yet, so that this would have to be incorporated into that.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of hard to decide where we're gonna put it this time.
Right.
I mean, it might be some existing.
But potential,
This is good to know,
but
so
we need to know what you're looking.
we need a little
Yeah.
time, that's all.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Don't lose the blueprints.
No.
well, this is what we call a sketch plan.
Mhm.
So then, you know, the design professional engineering firm will do the actual design.
All right, yep. So,
All right,
I
well,
think it's pretty straightforward, right?
yeah. At least we know what we're talking about now, so
Right.
get it out somewhere.
So any concerns or questions about it?
Well, we'll likely, depending on the cost of this, put this on the capital.
Exactly.
Right. And we'll use that to determine its priority against the other different capital projects. I would get, I have no idea the cost of something like this. I'm just not thinking about it, but we'll probably end up funding this through debt, I would guess, especially if it's part of a
Well,
larger project.
I'm looking at this one, this is pretty much a straightforward construction. The only additive to this would be, at this present time, because of the room that you're gonna use for, autopsy. The equipment would come down the road for that, if that ever comes to fruition, right? But as I'm looking at this, the only addition to this that's not normal construction is a portable cooler. When I say portable, I mean it could be removed
Yeah.
and replaced. I don't mean you could just wheel it around.
Right.
It's,
That's just something you buy, put together and plug in.
right.
Do you have
So
any
it's-
idea what a cooler would cost that size?
They're about 12 to 15,000.
Do we do this? The building services do this?
Build it?
The facility and, if you will, stick the cooler.
No, I think it,
I think that's way too big for them to do.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as scope of the project, it's a very simple project. It's basically a brick and mortar building.
Yeah.
It's not anything extraordinary. You're talking was a 36 by
36.
Yeah, you're talking a garage. Essentially.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
I would almost question. Where would you put your files in the office?
Yep.
Is that gonna be big enough?
I think so.
I mean, you've got an enormous amount of room here. 12 foot, so you're talking, you've got quite a bit of space there between the office area. Your garage is pretty wide,
Mhm, yeah.
pretty big.
Yep, I mean, the office, that needs to be bigger, we could do that.
Well, that's what I'm
Right.
thinking, right?
Yep.
I mean, do you really need that much space to back a vehicle into, to get close to the cooler?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, so,
You could almost move the office back where the cooler is, you got that space in between. Move the out tops from up where the office is.
well, it's a, yeah,
Yeah,
You
I
can
mean,
make that from the cooler over office.
could be, yeah.
so, yeah, but I mean, you know, that gives us an idea of what you're looking for.
Right,
And I don't see this as anything extraordinary. It's essentially it's the size of a residential garage, really.
right.
So
All
it
right.
would most likely be built out of masonry or something of that. I'm guessing, but who knows?
Would
be a test.
Yeah,
The far as that, well, it could be.
yeah,
It could be.
really,
I don't see why you'd have to have all block walls.
right.
It could be a pole bar.
Full barn with a few drains in it.
Yeah, finished off.
Right.
You're talking rough guesstimate on a just a shell of a pole barn that size, probably 40, maybe 50,000. You want high ceilings because of the.
Right, yeah, 12-foot ceilings would be nice.
You're probably looking at 100 grand.
Well, by the time you finish it off, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, just a rough shell, you're talking somewhere in there. Maybe 30, 40,000. Yeah, every time you count, you know,
Yeah.
anytime you go out for bid, you get a prevailing wage and all that stuff.
Right. Goes up each week. Yeah.
Tim could probably build this on weekends.
Yeah, because Tim is good. By himself.
This odd comes here, building, you probably could build this on
You know,
weekends.
it's a corners building.
Corner building, well, it's the same thing.
Corner facility, that's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
Otsego County Corner Facility.
CF, you could knock out a CF in a weekend, right?
Sure.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
you.
The Ruffles.
Good morning. How's everyone doing? My request is quick. As you know, the last couple of years, we've been trying to clean up all these random parcels around the county. So I have with me 6 different parcels that we've taken tax auction before that have now sold. They're these little tiny parcels, just kind of in the middle of nowhere, that we want to do sealed bids on and just get them to the neighbors. And well, I mean, whoever wants to bid on it, but send a letter out to the neighbors, see if they want to do sealed bids so that we can get these off, out of our name, off of tax roll section 8 and get it back on the tax roll. 1, 2, 3 of them are in the city of Oneonta. 1 is in the town of Otsego, 1 is in the town of Milford, and 1 is in the village of Lawrence. I have maps. I only have 1, but I have maps if anyone wanted to see them. They're listed. Most of them are just random little blocks of parcels. The only one of any interest possibly is this one in the village of Lawrence. You're not gonna be able to see it, but it is a stream that flooded back in 06, I believe, that we had to take over. I talked with Rich Brimmer about it because they've done a bunch of work on it, and they were like, yeah, I mean, if it floods again, they'll have to go in and dig it out, but there's no reason that we should still have it. So that was the only one that kind of,
Did that ever go under FEMA for anything? Or not?
I don't think so. He didn't mention it anyway.
I hear a motion to go to seal bids for these
I'll make a motion.
6 parcels. Any more discussion?
Might be nice to have if you could email us the parcel numbers.
Oh, yeah, I didn't put that.
There,
Are they in the package?
Oh, I was gonna say, if I didn't,
Well,
I
I
can
got
get
them
it.
out there, so I figured.
Yep, and
Yeah,
I
I see it right there, never mind.
okay, and I can also, I mean, I didn't, because I only have 1 map, but I can scan these maps so that you can see them all.
No, I can look, I don't need it, I can look it up.
Okay.
2 seconds flat.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote.
McCarty,
Aye.
Wilbur,
Aye.
Marietta,
Yes.
Scanlon absent, Mendez. Yes.
Hearing no no's, all ayes, that motion passed.
Awesome, thank you. The only other thing I just wanted to mention was we have, as I put in there, we have several parcels that we own. They're all roads. They're in tax roll section 8, just these roads that were developed, you know, when they did a expansion somewheres. So I've been working with the county attorney. I've also been working with other counties to find out what we do with these roads, because right now we don't maintain them. As I verified with Rich River, we don't maintain any of these roads. We have no obligation to maintain these roads. But my office has received calls from taxpayers saying, why aren't you plowing my road? Why aren't you doing this? These aren't roads. So there is consternation going on there.
Are these like subdivisions someone put together and for some reason or another we got the roads?
Yep, summer. So usually when you do so in other counties, I called other counties, good question. When other counties do subdivisions, they require that the road is gone, that the road be broken up between whatever's being subdivided. Back, and I'm not saying this is anyone's fault, but back when these were done, a lot were done long time ago.
There was no thing as subdivision.
There was no requirement, no towns required that, so we just, a road was formed during the subdivision and that happened. That's not all of these cases, but it's a majority of these cases.
But we have never, we didn't build those roads to start with.
No, these roads were not built by the county, nor were they in the county's name. They were nothing. I have talked to a couple towns about, hey, a couple people live on this road. Maybe you want to do this. So I do have a couple towns that are considering possibly, like, we are allowed to give to another municipality. We wouldn't have to see it, but we could be like, hey, town, if you really want this here, well, we can give this to you. But some towns don't want the
But
liability.
these people gotta realize, once we go in and do this road, it has to be built to county specs, and now it's a public highway. And most of them are around a lake or something like that.
Yeah, most of these, like I said, are just how they went. So I don't know if we're actually gonna ever be able to do anything with these. The best advice I got from a lot of the county churches, because honestly, most counties don't have this. Sullivan County did say they have this problem, and they're like, we just sell these tax sale, or we just sell these. So I was like, that's awesome, but what happens when
No one buys it.
this person here at the beginning of the road buys it and says, no one else can use the road now. And they're like, that's not our problem. We can let it go. And I'm like, I feel like that would kind of be it. So I don't think we want to go that route. I mean, we can discuss that more, but I'm still looking up the legality. I mean, we just may have to always have these roads.
Even if you said it wasn't our problem, it'll come back to us.
That's what I'm saying.
It'll
So
be our problem.
I'm still researching this and I'm working with the county attorney's office to figure out what we can do, but just so we're aware, there's probably 8 to 10 of these.
True, I don't understand how the county ended up with them.
So from my understanding, what happens is they do a subdivision or, some of these roads that, like, there's some properties out here. It's an unnamed street in whatever town this is. And several parcels were part of this subdivision and there's no houses, but to get to some of these parcels, you'd have to walk along this unnamed street. When they did this, you have to have some right of way. So whoever did the subdivision basically said, there's a whole bunch of parcels and the thing in the middle, no one gets a parcel name, and any parcel that gets formed like that automatically comes to the county. It's like the one we sold a couple months ago and sealed bid with 88, when the state, whenever that was, when the state came through and built 88, or the federal government, however it went, they formed those random parcels on some of them, and they're like, oh, here you go, county. So the county just automatic.
Lucky us.
So are the people that border that road, are they paying taxes on that road?
Nope, all of these roads are in taxable section 8. These do not generate a tax bill.
See, the way that should not happen now in today's world, when you do a major subdivision, it's gotta go before the planning board in town, and then it also has to go to the county planning board. County planning board should flag that and say, hey, this is gonna be attached to these parcels.
But the way I understand it is, local planning board can override the county planning board.
That is correct. But why would they want to do that? Because it's to their own disadvantage as well.
You might want to have a conversation with Tammy Harris or Moby Trevor.
Yeah.
They have some experience from planning circles about this.
How it goes. Yeah, I can absolutely can. We just had these forever.
Yeah.
And as we try to clean up, I don't know if we'll ever be able to clean them up, but just wanted the community to be aware that we are working on these, but at least we can get rid of some of these we've been holding on to for a long time.
Okay, actually, how many properties are going in the, I know this said not do public, in the tax sale?
Oh, I just sent a list last week, I believe. As of last week, there were 360-ish so far. Now you gotta remember that's 21, 22, and 23, 3 years worth, since we couldn't have an auction for years. We are getting a lot of phone calls because we just, since here to serve, our serving place, which we pay to try to get people, we don't have to by law, but we try to get people to pay. So we just sent all of them and we are getting a lot of phone calls in my office, so I'm hoping that leads to more payments. But I do know that we have roughly 36 or 37 2021 that are out there. And there hasn't been a payment on any of those probably, but those are just, they're not coming back. And then there's a lot of calls that we've also got that are just like, we're not paying this anymore. I think that people are very aware of the new Supreme Court law. So I think they're just like, I get a free sale and I get surplus, then I don't pay a realtor, I'm not gonna pay. So, I mean, my office, from my understanding, has had some calls that are like, hey, I'm gonna struggle, but I wanna get this, but no one that's like, I'm losing my house, you're gonna keep like, so we've got none of those calls, which we don't want those calls. Try to help when we can, but we haven't received any of those more. But do expect this auction to be much larger than anyone we've ever had, only because it's 3 years worth.
This is October 31st.
Last day to pay is October 31st. Good point. I do want to bring that up. Our auction right now, so that everyone knows, is scheduled for November 20th. I've gotten several calls, but we use Phillips Lytle, third party, as our server, so that we're not involved in any of this. They work for dozens of other counties, and they have noticed that in other counties, so October 31st deadline, November 1st, we'll file a petition with New York State Court saying we're ready to take this foreclosure. Normal years before all this happened, the judges review it for a day or two and they sign off. Right now, Phillips Lytle is seeing that the judges, they get up to 30 days, I believe. They're taking their time in reviewing this, which it's all, I'm not telling them how to do the job. But if that's the case, if the judges want to take 20 to 30 days, we will have to push that auction date back.
What was the date again?
Right now, it's November 20th.
20.
But if anyone gets a call, I'm telling them, I got a call this morning, it's November 20th, but that could change based on how New York State, the court system, reviews the proposal. And then I would just keep moving it back a week until they got it.
Stop down, see you later.
Yeah, stop down. Does anyone have any other questions on that?
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Well, that Lawrence property,
Yep, yep.
if we were to do a bid on that and since highway might even get in there to clean out, can we put it in easement on that property?
I think it's real property, but I absolutely believe so. If we had a big flood, they'd have to get in there cleaned. Yeah, I would imagine. I will talk to real property about that if they say yes.
Or if Rich thinks it's necessary, or we can get that.
Okay, and I have to bring these to admin before I can do them, so I will bring that up in admin saying, that's what we'll do. Okay.
All right,
I tried to look it up on my phone and I really can't see.
Yeah, or stop down, I can have real property print more maps too.
No, I can just look up.
Awesome, thank you guys.
thank you. Building services, Tim.
Good morning.
Is it?
Going on today.
Oh,
Okay, first item, the bids for the old jail barn roof placement came in late yesterday. Wait, I would get them on your agenda. So it was two bidders. Marchuska Brothers Construction in Binghamton came in at $92,503.56. And the only other bidder was Pulver Roofing Company for $119,000.
You have funding for this?
Funding to come out of old jail renovations, A 1623 25,000. None, so this was budgeted
So moved.
from last year.
To the lowest bidder.
A second.
Second.
Uh. With all what's going on, does that roof really need to be replaced this year?
If you can see daylight from the attic. We had a plant growing out of it last year. Pulled out. A tree, yeah.
Well, as long as it doesn't rain
Yeah.
or snow, it should be fine.
Yeah, it's,
So is this gonna be the roof that they're gonna put on it? Is it gonna be a period appropriate roof for that building?
we actually found the exact replacement handle for that
Shingles or metal?
metal handle. With the Victorian horseshoe design, it's gonna be galvanized, aluminum gal.
What year was that built, do you think?
I think 1880s.
That can't be the original roof though.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I'm just,
No.
with the other problem we have,
Right.
you know, should we wait, kind of discuss this down the road? Or when we get to the other problem?
Well, we talked about the plan B for the other problem. I think we could do that.
Well. Yeah, the plan B goes to contingency, right?
Well, no, plan B would be having us working with the highway department. Patching. Backyard.
Yeah, but after looking at them pictures, I don't know if patching's gonna solve the problem.
Wait for this year. That'd be- Right.
What?
And then if we put the shovel in the ground for a new jail,
Well, yeah, that might be,
tomorrow would be 7 years.
yeah, well,
So, yeah, I would do legal.
I almost think it would be better to spend if we have it in the budget, right? It would almost be better to spend it this year, because if you push it off into next year, I suspect you're gonna be hard pressed to fund it even with holes. But let me just leaven that with, we are absolutely counting on not spending some of our budget. We'll be starting to do estimates of end of year spending this year, probably by the end of next week. So we'll be able to monitor that much more closely and make decisions like that. You might put this off to the next meeting of this group. And then perhaps we'll have a better answer of whether or not you should pull the trigger on this, but
well, we can approve it here and will we know maybe by admin, because you'd have to bring it to admin
I gotta
anyway.
bring that.
That's in a week. At least we'll know what,
I probably won't know it by Thursday. That's the problem. I'll probably know it by the end of next
well,
week.
my biggest concern is with the jail, if that doesn't work, we have to shut that down and move everybody out of there. That's gonna be very costly. Not by fixing that backyard.
Right.
But that's assuming we could find a paver at this late date. Cause I would have to be bid out. You know,
Well, not unless we declare an emergency,
right,
but that's my
Well,
only,
I would say the jail being shut down would be considered an emergency.
well, that's what I'm saying about, I'm not, whoever inspects the jail, they come back and say, you know, you even gotta fix this and shut it down. Is patching gonna be good enough, or do we have to redo it? And we don't pave it, then we shut that down, and we have to move all them people out of there. So, I mean, but we can pass this now and then by then they'll have their inspection done and we'll know what we can do and what we can't do, maybe.
Well, yeah, cause that's gonna be in October, so
Right, so
we're
we're
gonna work. Talk with Rich and
Can we approve this,
hatching.
even if you don't have your answer by Ed? Can we approve this with the understanding that between the three of you, if you have to pull it, you pull it?
Yeah, have to report back to the committee, but sure.
Yeah.
So,
We'll work it out.
in this old jail renovations line, there's 130 budgeted for this. That was supposed to be for, sidewalk in front of, Penny's building and a porch. In front of the old jail. Got a quote, we got 3 quotes for that roof, that's gonna come in at 7, but the roofer's not getting back to us. So, those 2 things might not get done, so that might be the. You might have almost
I'll amend my motion
38 left over in that.
to approve the lowest bidder and giving the authority to the committee chair and to pull the project if necessary.
So I'm seconding. that.
You're comfortable with
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we got a motion second to amend the original motion. Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote.
McCarty,
Aye.
Wilbur.
Aye.
Marietta,
Yes.
Scanlon absent, Mendez.
Aye.
Okay, hearing no no's and all ayes, the motion passed. Okay,
Next item, seeking approval to award bid reference OT-Gov 011-25 to Utica Glass Company for an amount not to exceed $195,000 to replace all 78 window openings at the north wing of Meadows per bid specs, to be funded by $140,000 of the NYSERDA grant and the $55,000 short fund to be funded by transfers from various budget lines, all to be funded from Meadows renovations. A 630-5 dollars.
motion,
I'll make a motion.
have a second,
Second.
discussion.
You should hear from Tammy.
Okay,
And I have the budget, 4 budgets answered there,
well, it's,
various lines.
but I see in this thing, I'm just gonna run my mouth here for a minute. I see in the proposal, they're all broke down by windows, each window.
That's correct.
So I guess my question is, why don't we do just the ones we got funded for? And not do all, maybe the next grant will cover the next 55,000. Wanna jump in, Tammy, anytime you want?
So, 2 things. One, so this, just to make it, yeah, I can come up. I wish my computer was dead, so I wanted to have some. So this is funding that we received late last year, earlier this year. This is straight state funding, Clean Energy Communities funding that we got for getting that Q-Star designation. And then as, of course, you know that we brought, that other grant through NYSERDA that's federal funding. And we talked about whether we could, whatever wasn't covered under this first NYSERDA grant, could we put that towards, and, the answer is theoretically, yes. However, after, I think I have to bring this up, Monica. So after, we got the approvals from the board, we were pulled into a meeting with NYSERDA's attorneys saying that that funding is an active federal litigation. So, and then told us we should, if we do go forward with it, we should be submitting reimbursement requests every 2 weeks to make sure we get the funding. Which kind of raised some some alarms for us on it, so. I know Denise is wanting to have some further conversations about it, so.
So
About,
for clarity, I want to make sure I'm understanding this. The state side of it is intact, but federal part of it questionable.
yes, and these are, so we were talking about two different grants, so the one that, so that's. Part of the piece of why Tim's bringing the shortfall here is because
Okay.
the weirdness of this federal funding. We're not so certain that the contract is going to be in the best interest of the county, so we have to make sure, so. Given that we might not necessarily be able to come up with that shortfall with the federal funds if this contract is not in our best interest. We still have this initial $140,000 in state funds that doesn't have any of that litigation attached to it.
So there's no reimbursement if we spend the 55,000, we're not gonna get that back.
No.
So. What the heck that was it going for?
September 11th.
Yes.
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah. That's just, my feeling is that. You know, you're taking money, but there's 4 months left, 3 months, how many months? What if something happens in between that, but. I was under the understanding, whatever the grant, we were only gonna do the windows that we got money for. Why do we have to do all of them on that side or whatever it is? When they're broke down individually.
We could do all of it if we get both grants.
Right, but that's the if. But why can't we
That's
do?
the if,
why can't-
and normally we would count on that. Normally we would count on that, except at the federal level, these particular types of grants are part of the big changes the new administration is pushing, and New York is pushing back litigation wise. But we don't know how it's gonna turn out, so the risk is we may do all this work, we'll still have to pay somebody for doing it. But we may be out $55,000.
Yeah, so why can't we wait till the federal grant comes through and then do the other 55,000?
Fine with me.
Just to know, in either way, even if regardless of how we did it, that last 55,000 would have to be rebid because it would have to have all the federal clauses and things like that. So that whole, whatever, we could fund up to 140,000, and after that, it's not, we would just have to rebid it.
and that would be next year, right?
So
Yeah.
essentially what you're saying is $55,000 is not in the budget.
Right, and if you do it next year, it'll probably be more. That would be cheaper than.
Yeah, but there's still more windows there. This is not taking care of all the windows.
No, no.
So you're gonna have to do it anyway.
Yeah, but you may not be able to afford to do it
Well, if we get the grant,
if you get the grant.
but is there a dire strait to do them? I mean, is it gonna ruin our climate thing record if we don't do those other $55,000 worth?
No, and so part of this, simultaneously while Tim's getting the approvals, we work with NYSERDA to basically get from them what's called a go, no go, and they do an analysis of it. So while NYSERDA very much cares about the let's say the, reduced energy loss from having the windows there, they also want a certain payback period. And so that cost would factor into it. So by nature of their payback period, they would probably approve fewer windows. They would only approve up to 140,000 anyway, because it's not gonna meet the payback
I'm
period.
okay with holding off on the 55.
I forgot to mention this, the second bid was from Flower City Glass for $534,088. All was up for 78. The only two bids.
78 windows.
Flower City, they were the ones who bid last time.
How much for that? 500?
$534,088 and $880.
$800 a window.
Yeah,
Roughly.
8,000, yeah. So,
More on business.
yeah.
Well, what's your pleasure?
Well,
Personally, I think do the $140,000 worth and hold off on the 55,000 myself.
can't hit the motion on the second on the floor, so you gotta,
All right, what was the motion? I forgot.
was to go ahead with the project.
The transferring the 55,000.
Well, no, we didn't get that far yet.
It's all in the same motion, I think.
Is it?
Well, the budget, I got 4 budget transfers.
Okay.
Yeah, we put a motion on.
It's not total.
So was it?
Yeah, I think we should just drop that motion. I think we want to accept the bid, but only 140,000. So I think that's the first motion.
And we'll itemize what windows.
Yeah, because
That's why the bid was written.
They're all listed as different locations.
So your second agrees.
So we're amending the resolution to do the $140,000 worth of windows. Is that correct?
Right.
It's about 2/3 roughly.
Do a roll call vote.
McCarty,
Aye.
Wilbur.
Aye.
Martini. Sorry. Marietta,
Yes.
Scanlon absent, Mendez.
Yes.
That's okay. That motion passed. Sorry about that, but I don't feel good at this point doing that.
You know, you look at the scope of things now that we're out of that. Not having windows there is not gonna make a building fall down. Not having a roof on it, it's gonna eventually tear the building down.
For clarification, was the not to exceed amount 140 then instead of 195?
Yes. Okay,
Okay, next item, seeking approval to award bid reference OT Gov dash 015 dash 95 to A. Trefferson and Sons LLC and Upstate Companies One LLC to furnish miscellaneous electrical service for various locations for all for Otsego County buildings as specified. This is the time and material work will be funded from various budget lines for various buildings.
I hate to be a pain, but didn't we do this last month?
This one we didn't do, the electric, that.
Numbers in Jefferson sticks in my mind.
Right. Yeah. This went out for a rebid and, the way the bid was, crafted. It's like Richard, you can award it to multiple.
Okay, we have a motion, to accept this. You have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? You know, do a roll call vote.
McCarty,
Aye.
Wilbur,
Aye.
Marietta,
Yes.
Scanlon absent, Mendez.
Yes.
Next I just got the, credit card, things for building services, $4.08 from the traffic safety store for white paint for the lines in the parking lot, and the next one was $825.63 for a main extension bit for fire hydrant. Item, and so. If it does get it, yeah, that's the. Issue that came up at the deal.
Go right ahead with.
Well, now we got $55,000 to go towards that.
I said,
This budget, we're never gonna bet.
Well, because
I wouldn't call
well,
it
I
extra.
we didn't do that train.
If you had to transfer it, cover a project, that may or may not get a grant for, I don't think that's extra.
Well, it's in renovations. That money he was gonna transfer. You said they're down there paving today?
They started digging. And they're gonna start at the annex as well.
We get money back from that though, right? Courts.
This is for the
There's two paving, yeah.
the paving the annex and the emergency service. But I was,
Don't we get reimbursement from the courts on that?
Yeah, we can.
my thought, train of thought was maybe he could go down and just talk to the foreman or the boss. Ask him roughly what he thought it would cost to do that rec area,
Oh,
why they're there.
oh,
Okay.
And then we, if, you know, I mean, I don't know how legal this would all be, but we have to declare emergency.
but we don't know the detail.
No, but I mean, it seems though they ought to be able to just go in there and say, you know, well, measure and figure out a rough cost, what it's gonna cost to do it.
Down there anything.
Right. So we know what we're talking about as far as price. And last quote you got was what, 72,000?
Well, this was from last paver last year, and that was 69,750, and that was to will often remove dirt, debris, hot fill the cracks, and resurface approximately
Well, this has been an ongoing
6,000
issue
square
about the
feet.
last 4 or 5 years.
just going over with 2 inches chemical. Fill, hot filling the cracks. About it's been 4 years.
And apparently it was put in the budget, put in as a capital project last year.
We want to also coordinate with Sarah on that too, because,
Well, we don't know if we're gonna do it, but
you know, I know, but from experience, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
if,
and then we'll just move the capital project forward. Into the operating budget, and we just gotta decide, do we pay for it from existing funds, or do we put it in some sort of bond thing? This is, I really think this is something you're gonna wanna consider when we'll do the budget for 26.
but doing the bond thing might take another 2 years. Correct?
Getting a bond?
Yeah.
No.
But in the short term, I mean, if we're asking them how much more it will cost, but it still seems like we need highway to look at patching that, right? Cause you still aren't necessarily, are we
Yeah, 'cause apparently.
assuming we're gonna, if they say they could add it on, that's pretty, that would move very quickly. Like this week, right? Is that the idea?
Well, even that, or just give us an idea what it would cost
For a budget perspective,
to do it, yeah.
but we'd still have to patch it, it sounds like.
If patching will solve the problem, well, we don't know what to
If we can
expect.
patch it to pass this in
Right,
in October.
Right,
you know.
that's, so, but Rich hasn't looked at it yet.
No, I haven't talked.
So it seems like Rich should go look at it and then tell you what,
This came up after lunch.
right, yeah. So it doesn't sound like we can do much more than that at this point.
I just don't wanna get to the point where we got 30 days and you gotta shut it down.
No, I know, I think there's two pieces of this, right? You're gonna ask the crew down there to give a rough estimate, and then you're gonna have Rich look at it and try to figure out if we can patch it.
And then find out what the commission says.
And the commit, yeah,
Yes, you're not gonna do that today.
Well, they're coming today.
No, but you're not gonna get all your answers today.
Well. It'd be nice, but that's the way it
You
goes.
might have to have a special call.
So I could get 2 opinions from favors. One favors at the annex today and another company at the whole,
get them both over there.
EMS farm.
Roughly, how big is it?
Oh, it's 6,906 square feet.
But a lot of that is not so much of how big it is. Getting,
It's all handwork.
Yeah, it's all,
You can't get
in other words, you can't put a paver over it.
a paper.
It's inside all the pens.
Oh, it's not like an open area?
Well, it is
There's a big gate.
to an extent, but you're not getting a paver in there,
No.
right?
I can't remember. They did measure that gate. They were getting one in there now. It's been so long.
Well, not a regular size paver, not the one they're using on the parking lot.
No, the little one.
I'm sure that one they're using on the parking lot.
And then there's all the little caged areas where the exits are. Those-
That's what I mean. That's all labor.
Well, they got little papers, some of them. Anyway, I think that's, you know, if you go down and talk to them and talk to Rich. You know, if we have to have a special meeting someplace along the line to see what we're gonna do, but let's see what the commission says.
It'd be an emergency repair and not a. Cause there's not a barely kind of on it.
Yeah, you're talking.
When the paving season.
More
is
meetings.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you're not. Make it.
Okay. Anything on the monument? Anybody? Anything about the monument?
Oh, well, the gentleman sitting there had questioned if it was on the National Register. It is. I have a copy that shows that it is.
Okay, it's on the National Register.
The village of Cooperstown gave it to me. And they tell me that they are working with you. I don't know.
Well, they are, Alan's been, Monica have been working on that, so. I don't know, Monica, you got anything you'd like to add?
I was able to pull a resolution from 2007. And I think you were involved in that. as well.
Yeah, it was, I'm sorry.
Yes, the William Parsons and Associates did the masonry work and restoration work. And part of the necessary funding was donated by Jane Clark to the Veterans Club of Cooperstown to pay for it at that point. So we approved William Parsons doing the work and thanked everybody for the fact that it didn't expend county funds.
Okay, well, the question, if that was the case and it happens again, what kind of, does the county just approve somebody going in there working on that all the on our property, or is there good relations with, they have to have such and such a, whatever they gotta have, insurance or anything?
That I don't know. I'm going to assume since we had to approve it before, that it's on our property and we have to approve it. But as far as the funding for it, that was donated previously. Am I answering the right question?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so I mean, I think we have the authority to do that.
can we bid it out?
I think it was donated.
Jane Clark.
Parsons was not bid out. It was donated by the Veterans Club via,
I'm sorry, not the funding, but the selection of Parsons versus somebody else.
He was working for the club.
yeah,
Okay,
yes, we didn't hire Parsons. We gave them permission to.
I would think, or no county funds were expended, that we didn't have to do that.
So did that person work for the Clark Foundation? Is that how?
No.
No?
I don't know.
No, he worked for himself.
Yeah.
But we looked
probably
at-
had a relationship with the veterans.
There's a lot that needs to be repointed there.
Would you like to see the resolution?
No, I believe you.
Okay.
I know I
I
do.
mean, just to, might be more clear than my garbled explanation.
They had only told me that Bill Parsons had done it. A matter of fact, Bill Parsons' brother is in my book, so he was able to give me the information on that, so I knew that part. But the village told me they knew nothing else about it until you just said about the Jane Clark thing. And I did send a letter to Jane Clark asking her to donate towards this, but I haven't heard from her. And I had thought she would get a hold of
So is there a
either the
list of,
county or the village.
is there a list of people that would do this kind of work?
this, to refix that,
Yeah,
I gave you a quote from one guy.
It was 30 to 46,000, was that?
Yeah, what was his name? I was trying to write that down. And, sorry, he's,
Let's throw the numbers down.
he's from Perry Valley, I believe.
Launching?
Yeah, thank you.
Was it?
And then I gave you a quote on a, to clean it, because it has to be cleaned by hand. Because it's, limestone, it can't be power washed. From a veteran owned, stone cleaning. Legend or something it was called.
so I guess this be something that go different than the best club is got doing their thing with this, go to them, say, you know, in order to do this, we gotta come up with 30,000, 60,000. Good luck. What?
I say good luck. But here's the, I think it says that it is on the registry.
I don't think you want to manage the procurement, bring somebody in and all that using county policies and procedures, because all sort of laws will, I think, just make it. It's better if there is some community organization that does this, like the veterans, like they did last time. That's probably why they did it. The question is, who funds it in addition to Ms. Clark, or if Ms. Clark doesn't?
Well, we can
Do any-
donate to a nonprofit such as the veterans,
We absolutely.
like we do to other nonprofits.
Absolutely, we could do that. We have community partners.
Right.
You know, throughout, so were we to decide, to do this.
You know, without having an estimate done, I'm guessing it's gonna be 30.
Well, she had something done there.
Oh, you did? That's right, you did. Okay. What'd you come up with? We
30.
were right on target, weren't we?
30 to 60.
40 something,
Yeah,
I think he was.
40,000, you said 40.
I think.
So
Decorative.
what about the local historic side?
I sent them a letter.
And,
Oh, actually, the girl spent 2 days trying to find out who owned it. And she said she could tell me everything about that monument, but who owned it?
maybe this is something that should go to the 250th year committee.
What's that?
Sure. We could have them,
Maybe they can
then,
fix,
but they don't have any access to funds. In fact, they'll likely be asking
Isn't
us.
there state-
Yes.
isn't there state funding for that or federal? I thought there was.
None that's clear that we have access to.
Right.
But there's
I
a lot
think-
of grant money out there for that.
I'm not so sure there is.
I gave you a sheet of all the places that you could apply for grants. There's a Civil War monument grant money.
I'm talking about America 250.
Oh, I don't know who they are.
Right.
Well, next year's the 250th year of the country.
I'm sorry, what?
Next year's the 250th year of the country.
Oh, right, okay.
That's,
Oh,
and there is a county commission organizing celebrations for that.
Oh,
And
great.
that's what this discussion was about. I think maybe the thing to do is to ask the Veterans Organization to spearhead this with our assistance, which might include financial assistance, perhaps helping them applying for grants and stuff like that.
Can you do that, Monica?
Hey, if you donated money to nonprofits before.
No, but I mean, if you could affiliate with the Vets Club as far as,
Are you asking, can I reach out to the Vets Club?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Or
Or
maybe
I don't know,
Phil and her,
appropriate person.
Phil Counts, our veterans
Oh.
Yes, there you go.
officer. Yeah,
okay. All right. Well, we're working on it. I see,
not giving up.
Well, here's the thing, you're not gonna have anything done this year,
And I understand that.
right? It's just not gonna happen.
well, it'd be nice to get on it in the spring.
No, so we have time to get things in order to get it done for the spring.
But it is an eyesore just to even drive by and look
Oh, I
at it.
know.
Well, thanks
You
for
don't
putting,
have to get out of your car to see the mess that it is in. And what are other people saying about us when they see that? That we don't care?
No, it's bothered me for a while.
And my whole thing was to I worked with the veterans, so I know how difficult they are down there. When it came to the banners, believe me. It was more important for them to leave those meetings and get back to the bar and drink than it was to get the banners. And when I started it was there. I went to them first to say, hey, would you like these banners? And yeah, they had tried doing it before, but the person in charge got sick and nobody ever stepped up.
well, I think we're getting a little off the subject here and.
Well, I
You
understand.
know, and I don't think it's appropriate, we're live and,
Oh,
trash somebody else
Well,
or
I'm not
something else,
trashing
you
them.
know, so.
I'm just saying that,
Yeah, I know, but I think we kind of got to be a little careful here because we kind of like to work with everybody.
So that tree that we discussed, we think needs to come down.
There was, two spruce trees there. They're probably contributing to the mildew
Right.
and they were, killing the bushes that we replaced.
Well, this fall, I think we should talk to Rich about it when the ground
That
freezes
might be
up.
able.
Oh, highway.
That we could do this year.
And
Well, this winter when the ground's frozen, get in there with equipment.
the two adjacent ones, not the third
the
one.
ones on the right or the left?
The left.
Right.
Off, the left, Bruce.
One's got a guide wire in it. Thanks for putting a sign up to watch your step there. Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on. Y'all done? You were sticking around for Mr. O'Brien?
Yeah, stick around.
Okay.
Yeah. Question.
Mr. O'Brien,
Good morning.
come to the back, the up front station here. Your turn. Ready?
T-Mobile provided responses to Tim's concerns, which I believe are in your packet.
Yeah. I read the ones you sent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
The top concern I had was, they didn't discuss, they didn't address the media access. We need to get up on there. We need no less than an hour.
Here's my thought. We're hosting them. It's our building, it's our facilities. We need to address what we need to address when we need to address it. They need to accommodate. Priority is the building, not their antennas.
My thing is, I don't know why they gotta put it on this building. Why couldn't they put it on the personnel building, on that thing that sticks up on top of there? You know, on the old. You know, there's that square thing up on top. I don't know why it's gotta go on this building. That's kinda, and if it's gonna cause problems for the roof and for Tim to get up there. There should be another spot someplace here where they can put it.
What about the cantilever system that he talked about a weighted system that would move it off more, right? Didn't he talk about that? That there would be some other option for,
Initially, they were gonna put the panels right on the penthouse, the elevator shaft,
yeah,
which would be right there. Then they talked about raising them up, but which that would be above the skyline
right, and that,
in the view
and
shed.
we don't think that would
I
fly
don't
with.
know. I don't know how much they haven't determined what radiation difference or.
I thought that when we had that call, you obviously weren't here for that call with
Right,
them,
that's
but
that one, yeah.
I thought they talked about another way of moving it off the roof. You know,
Okay.
that,
Now,
Yeah, down on the ground, actually, I thought it was.
well, part of their setup too. But,
Right.
they also talked about some kind of way of I thought it was almost like a weighted kind of outreach off the roof.
no, okay, and I did try to watch that meeting, but it got.
You know,
One of the ones that
if
got
we're in the
raised,
middle-
I guess.
We're in the middle of the summer and we have a heat day and one of those, or a couple of those units go down up there.
Well, that happened in the August admin. I had two guys in a meeting here. Two guys on the roof, smoke coming out of one of the motors. They bypassed the thing. They kept it going and nobody knew any different here.
Right,
You know,
but they were able
but
to
we had
get,
to immediately,
they were able to get right to it.
right, and then train was called the next day.
I mean,
Sorry.
that's right. If you have these antennas up there that are radiating, and you gotta wait for them to shut them down to deal with that, you could end up losing a unit of that, I suppose.
How close are they to that?
Oh, me to you, the one. The back wall, yeah, me to the back wall, one, yeah. And the leaks. you
So I
know,
mean,
The leaks,
you know, I'm not an expert in communications anymore, not that I was really, but, work for a company. Anyway, I would think to be shut off, you know, a power disconnect.
we could shut it off, or if you call them and they shut it off within, minimally an hour, and then there's a light, safe, unsafe light up there saying,
I don't think that's an unreasonable request.
I mean, I think they should be able to answer that
Yeah.
question.
and turning it down, I don't go with the turning it down, either on or off, not
Yeah.
turn down.
I mean, towers go down all the time. And we live, we survive. You know, so you gotta go to your work, you shut the thing off.
Right.
So we're saying an hour delay is okay.
I would say that would be the,
The
Fair.
outside, but I mean, suppose you have a unit, well, let me give you a scenario. Suppose one of those suckers catch fire or something up there and fire department's gotta go there. Emergency access to the, you know. You should have an emergency power switch, power shut off.
You wanna weigh in, Mr. Picorni?
I mean, if you have time and you can call them and say, hey, we need you to turn this off in an hour. It's one thing, but if you have an emergency, you need to be able to shut that off immediately.
We need to be able to show it.
right.
Well, I said 10.
So my understanding, I did a little research, so any if you're in directly in front of the antennas. Outside 10 feet is relatively safe. Anything within 10 feet is not safe. And
Well, apparently if those things are that close together, it's not even 10 feet.
And you know what? We've had a lot of things over the years we thought was safe, and then as time goes on, they're not safe. Then you've got litigation over cancer and everything else.
and it is common practice to shut down the antennas when work is need to be worked on the roof. It's called wilting system. Wilting.
So we could,
Well, I think there's enough buildings here, they ought to be able to find another building site right here instead of this one. I just,
And just one other thing, my understanding is they want to put it on this building to increase capacity during the summer months.
Mhm.
Because one tower can only handle approximately 2,000 to 3,000 simultaneous calls.
if you get out here and look at it, the top of this building isn't much higher than Penny's thing there she got up on top.
And years ago, we did have Wi-Fi internet provider that was in that cupola. The old jail.
Would we have to, if they located that, would we have to get rid of the cupola? Kind of like a tennis?
Why can't they leave it right in there? Verizon's got theirs in the middle of the
Do that one.
courthouse thing.
And
Yeah.
there's not a floor in it. Like.
Yeah, it's pretty, I mean, it's sketchy out there at best.
With the smokestack, if we ever had a fire. But
What's up?
so, what's your wishes, people?
Well, I think if they want to put it on this building, they're gonna meet our requirement. Have an emergency shut off. I don't want, if it's not an emergency and you need access, you give them an hour's notice or whatever. But if it's an emergency,
When and if we gotta replace the roof, shut down.
Yeah.
For a month or two.
that's the terms.
But we would offer as an alternative what you just said.
I'd say, we really prefer not to have it on this building and find another alternative to this site, if that's what you want.
Wasn't there a tower over there at that garage at one time?
There's an antenna there, that's what's got struck by lightning, messed us up.
I'd almost prefer to see a tower over there, a low level tower.
Help you out any, Mr. O'Brien?
Not really. And honestly, I would love for your permission to turf this project to 10. Because
I personally,
I'm starting to really feel like the middleman here. And
personally, I think it should be because, he's,
I'm your 911 director.
Right.
yeah,
I
I
don't see where you have really anything to do.
Yeah.
and I would tell him, you talk to our building director, and that's,
All yours.
All right.
Careful.
we got to vote on that,
Do it
Bobby.
the budget.
We got to vote on that.
Works for me.
Here's my next, thing. I don't think the county should sell itself short on this. At all, 'cause I understand like the rent is only gonna be like 2,000 a month,
That has not been determined.
roughly.
Yeah, I mean, nothing, no rent has been.
So we can work on that, or you can work on that.
I think we should ask for 50 a year. They want the spot so bad. Shouldn't sell ourselves short.
And come up with a different
T-Mobile
location instead of this building.
Yeah, they're doing Super Bowl commercials.
I'd be good with 10 million a year.
That would help a lot. wouldn't it?
All right with that, whatever you get out.
Yeah,
Because I don't,
if we can walk away, that's our price.
Take all of us.
I mean, reality is the inductions still happen, everything still happens without it. So who's it really benefiting? It's
Not gonna. No, I agree. I think it should be, this middle person it isn't fair to you and it isn't fair to him and it isn't fair to us, so. But we like to have you come and give me your opinion on whatever you want.
Yeah.
The end of the year.
Huh? The end of the year. I guess you'll see us before that. You'll see us in a couple hours.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thanks.
visiting scenic. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks, Tom.
Do me a favor?
Sure.
so, did we give them?
So what are we doing?
You gotta give them a direction.
Reach out to them. Tell them we look for an alternate site on this property. And or else if they can come up with all the safety devices you want, but I really don't want holes in that roof. I don't know.
Well, I don't think they're putting holes in it, it's gonna be on platforms.
Yeah, but how do you anchor the platform?
Well, they're anchoring it to the,
Oh, to the wall?
wall of the elevator. Section.
So we
The
should
panel.
say maybe one, there needs to be an emergency cutoff
Mhm.
that we can control when we need to get up there. Right? That if we got an emergency, click, we're gonna press the button to shut that thing down. Secondly, routine maintenance, or whatever, it needs to be shut down
The schedule.
according to our schedule or within an hour. And then third, We really don't want it at this building. We strongly urge you to find another location, including possibly another county-owned building, which you can describe to them. But if you insist, our lease price negotiations will reflect what we see as the costs. The ancillary costs associated with this. I think we tell them that.
There, you got your marching orders, so you can write them up for you, and there you go.
Work with Steve, because he just said it perfectly.
Yeah, said it perfect.
So you two get together and figure that
You
out.
got that? All right. Send me a copy.
So what we should do is, if you want me in that conversation with, and this should be written, not a conversation, but I'll be happy to have a converting conversation with them.
Yeah.
Let's do that right after I've met with a bunch of departments on the budget. I'll be in a really good mood to deal with these.
Don't put that in minutes, please.
Might get sent.
Okay,
Like I say, 10
They're
minutes.
paying Billy Bob Thornton a lot more. Pretty good.
you got your marching orders, now we gotta, we all set?
I think so.
Okay.
I gotta go talk to my family.
Oh, yeah, you better do that. As I go. Rich. Bremer. You here or there?
I'm here. Morning, everybody.
Hey, you didn't wanna come and see us today, huh?
I got just our credit card statement. I think it's first time in a long time that I don't have anything that needs a motion or anything. So all I
Okay,
got is OEC for $125.02, NICEAG for $904.84, $137.38, $55.44, $105.17, $114.12. $129.95, and that is from our August 15th statement.
okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, I got something for you.
Okay, I got my pen.
Okay, you're aware of the Dunkin' Donuts up on 25A in Richfield?
Yes, sir.
Well, they've got a driveway coming out on 25A.
Yes, sir.
It kind of got some trees hanging over there for sight distance.
Okay.
Pulling in, pulling out, and you may want to put a sign up there, some kind of an interest, because I could just picture somebody flying up through there and trying to beat the stoplight. It's kind of a bad location.
I'll have Luke look into the site distance or into the signage. There's I'll have him take care of it if it's possible.
Did
And
they have to get a permit to come out
Yes.
onto a county road or not?
yes, sir, they did. Yeah, we went through the whole thing with them.
Oh, they did, okay.
Yeah, we had engineers study and all that. Yeah, they went through. They were pretty good to deal with. They did what we asked them to do.
Okay, and the other question is, I hear you got a couple new trucks.
Yes, yesterday we just got a couple new trucks come in.
You got a couple you want to get rid of?
We got one that we're gonna get rid of. The Jay and Shop, he doesn't want to get rid of any because of the issues we had last year, but I believe we're gonna have three more. Early part of the winter, they're in the works of being built right now. The boxes are on them, so I'm anticipating them in early November. Unless they run into issues at the truck dealer getting them ready for us, I would say we're gonna have them by early. So then I would say we could probably get rid of another one.
Well, is somebody looking at them or not?
No, I haven't had anybody. Somebody asked me if we were getting rid of anything a couple months ago. I can't remember who.
It was probably me.
It could have been. Yeah, I don't remember. If it's a town, then absolutely they can. We can work with them. I know there's a couple towns that are struggling for equipment now, and there's a couple towns that are struggling just like we are for manpower.
Richfield was thinking about looking at one because the one they have is got a broken frame and it cost quite a bit to fix it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I thought he was gonna come down and look at it, but apparently he hasn't.
No, I haven't heard from Tim yet.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay, I'll reach out to him.
Cooper's got something.
Sure.
Mr. Ruffles spoke about a parcel in Lawrence that, we're talking about putting on sealed bid. The county owns it.
Okay, I wasn't in on that one.
Um, and I thought he said had spoken to you.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah.
So I asked the question, so if you could get with him, he's gonna get with you. I asked the question, would it be wise to put an easement on that property as part of the bid, allowing you to get in there to do work?
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I can get with him on that.
There.
Well, I don't know what's there, but they had to get in and do some cleaning there.
Is there a bridge or a culvert there?
Um, it's right near the intersection of 11A and 11, and just north of 11A there's a bridge, actually a town bridge on our road, and then parallel to 11A, where this property is, behind that, or well, right in the middle of this property, is this outlet to that bridge that goes down to the Otsego Creek, maybe? To the bigger stream there, where the bridge goes under 11A. During the big floods, I believe we cleaned it once. I think the town had a contractor clean it, or they cleaned it once. But it's not something that we do regularly. But yeah, if it's something that we think we're going to get in there, we'll put an easement right in.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, good enough. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Everything going okay?
Um. Excuse me. Yeah, fairly good. Stripers are in. We've had some paint complaints and some issues with them. But normal stuff. Guys are doing a great job up on County Route 25 right there off of 25A. We got into quite a project there on it's two arch culverts, two big arch culverts, and they're doing a great job, but it has been work. We finished up most of our grader shimming. We're doing a little bit more today, and we should wrap that up. Mowing is going really slow. They've had some issues there, but they're plugging along. They should be done, I don't know, early part of October. We're waiting on paving contractor for two roads, 11 and 34. They've pushed us back until the end of middle to the end of this month. I'm not very happy about that, but not a lot we can do about that. And help wise, we're gonna be hurting for this winter. We are gonna struggle. This winter is not gonna be good. We have we got five, 6 vacancies right now. We got another guy retiring in a couple weeks. We got a potential for 3 more guys going out on medical. One guy I would say for sure, the other 2 are up in the air, and who knows who's going to quit between now and then. And we're not getting much for applications. And we got to pick up Roseboom gave up our roads. And Westford is still in limbo. They have 2 guys and potentially a part-timer. One of the full-time guys is still up in the air whether he's even going to be here this winter. The highway superintendent is done in a matter of weeks, and they have nobody running for highway superintendent. They have a couple board seats that nobody's running for. It is not going to be good over there, and can't get any answers because there's only the supervisor there. The superintendent, he's not going to be there, and he's been great, to try to help transition, but there's nobody to transition to.
So actually, what happens if the town can't plow their roads, does the county have to take them over?
No, we haven't found that anywhere. We looked into that a little bit. I can't remember if it was Monica or Denise and I, and we looked, and there's nothing that states that the county has to plow, has to maintain the town roads. I mean, the county roads, obviously there are, so we're gonna have to take care of them. And that's gonna be it's not like it's really close to us.
It just seems weird. There would be something there that somebody would have to pick them up if the towns can't do them.
I know we've had many discussions about this internally, and I've talked to the neighboring towns, and what are they going? And they're like, well, we're not getting paid to plow their town roads. They pay taxes. You know, the people in their town pay taxes for them to plow their roads. And if they got to plow other towns' roads and they're not getting paid for it, why are they going to do it?
Would the county have to build the towns?
If we're just doing the county roads, then we it's time and
If you had
materials.
to- If you had to do the town roads, could you bill for doing
I
the
would
road?
I would say you could, but we don't have the capability. We're going to be struggling just to plow the roads that we have, plus Westford and Roseboom roads. We don't have the capability to plow those roads. No way. It just we've got trucks enough. We're not gonna have enough people. It's and there's another one on the other end of the county that is struggling there too. And there's rumor that one of the guys is going to leave, and the other guy, if he doesn't get the highway superintendent job, he's going to leave. And so they may be down to one person, and they plow a good bit of county roads.
Which town is that?
Plainfield,
Okay.
yep. So that would really hurt us too. They're not close to us at all. That would really put a damper on things. Um, so I don't.
Well, that's a lot of good news, Rich. We
Yeah,
think,
yeah. It's been stressing me quite a bit. I can tell you, boy, winter is coming, and
I think we ought to start having some strategy sessions here.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we've racked our brains around here 100 times, and what can we do? I'm a little concerned that we might lose a guy or two to a town. Some of these towns just keep throwing money at it. They can't get people, so they keep raising the rate, the wage. And they're paying right now, some of them are over $2 an hour more than we are.
Well, that's what I was going to ask that question.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, when we got the big raise a couple years ago, that helped us. We brought in 4 or 5 town guys. And you know, there's when we do interviews, I explain this to everybody. Okay, here's how DOT does their winter shifts. They split the day in half. You work 7 days a week, and that's your shift. We do it every other weekend. In the towns, you work every evening, every Saturday, Sunday, whatever it needs. And so I try to, stress that to everybody that, because most of these people that come, they interview with us, they interview with towns, with DOT, and just try to, this is what separates us from them. You have every other weekend off here. That's a big deal. And we got a guy that used to work for DOT that came to us this year, and that was a big thing. I talked to 2 other guys, and I haven't heard back from them, but that was a big thing for them was 7 days a week. They didn't want.
How does our pay compare to DOT?
I don't know right now. I haven't. Usually we have a meeting with them. It's usually right about this time of year, but I haven't heard, so I don't know. We were really close to them oh no, we didn't have a meeting last year, so that would have been the year before.
I'll see what I can find out.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
well, maybe it's something to get younger people that, I mean, we do have an awful good health insurance plan, but maybe it's a deal where you could offer them more money if they didn't take the good health plan,
or less like a hospitalization.
less hospitalization. I mean, a lot of towns, I don't think they have the greatest hospitalization plans.
That's another big difference with us is yes, a lot of towns do not offer family insurance at all. They don't offer. Some of them do, some of them pay for it all, some of them pay for the employee. A lot of towns, I would say, I don't know, I would say probably half of the towns they pay for the employee's insurance. Whereas we don't. Anything to do with the insurance is gonna have to be negotiated. That's not something that I can just, hey,
Right.
what about this, you know?
Right.
Good luck with that negotiation.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's not, and good luck with getting more money with the budget process going the way that it's already going. But
Yeah. Listen,
yeah, no, I know it's
There goes another million.
yeah.
all right,
So
if you need anything, holler.
I need people. Send anybody your
I'll
way.
send Dan down.
Send anybody again.
I could drive a truck, but I can't get in anymore.
We'll give you a boost.
Drive it, but I don't have a license for it.
All right,
Cool. Thank y'all.
thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you.